Breaking news in the NBA. The New York Knicks are no longer chasing respect. They're taking it by force. From Madison Square Garden to the national stage. This isn't just a comeback story. This is a power shift. And at the center of the storm, Jalen Brunson, turning doubt into destruction and silence into history.
I got to tell y'all something, and I've been holding this, especially for you two. I wish Perk was here because he would be the third. I have a confession to make on national television. Mm-hmm. This is how desperate as a New York Knicks fan I was getting. If the New York Knicks had not gone to the NBA Finals, I was going to come here on national TV and beg LeBron James to come to New York. I was actually going to do that. I was going to do that. And let me tell you why. I mean, everybody knows that's the last damn thing I want to do. That's the last damn thing I want to do. But I was going to beg LeBron James.
How do you think that was going to work out?
No, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. But I'm just saying, by God's boy, I got nothing to say. You're just saying, I mean, that's how desperate I was. Let me tell you why. Because he's an unrestricted free agent. And the pieces that you have in place, you wouldn't necessarily have to give up. Obviously, if he was willing to come and accept less, which I knew was highly unlikely. My point is that I was going to come on national TV and say, we need LeBron James in New York. Even approaching his 42nd birthday, we need LeBron James in New York. This is what we need if they didn't get it done. That's how desperate I was, because 53 years is a long time, and there is a lot of suffering we have had to endure. And if they didn't get it done this year, I was going to be like, we got one last shot. We got one last shot because Detroit ain't going nowhere. OKC, San Antonio, they ain't going nowhere. Houston's going to have a point guard next year. You know, I'm looking at all of these things, and I'm like, at desperate times, desperate measures.
Hey, let me say
that's where I was prepared to go.
That wasn't close. And how about it? The New York Knicks grabbing their first title since 1973, 94-90. They do it in 5.
Knicks in 5. The city is alive. We now bring in Kendrick Perkins. The Knicks have been running this series like the racehorse Golden Tempo, just trail in the beginning and then coming with the late push, getting it done. Brunson leading the way with 45. How incredible has this run been for these New York Knicks?
Listen, let me say this. This New York Knicks team is one of the greatest teams of all time. They rank top 5 in my books. This run that they had to win this championship, led by big body Brunson, he needs to take a huge victory lap right now because he has silenced so many people. When you talk about bringing back and making it relevant again, the quarterback position, the small guard, do we understand that Jalen Brunson has joined the elite company with Steph Curry and Isaiah Thomas for small guards leading their team to a championship and getting it done in great fashion? This man has become the greatest Knick of all time. Yes, I said it. He has become the greatest Knick of all time. He would never spend another dime on another meal, another drink. I don't know if he's even going to have to pay his mortgage in the city of New York. This is Mr. New York. He is the new Derek Jeter of this generation. All-time great run.
Everything I ever dreamed of.
You're obviously feeling a lot of emotions. Can you tell me just what you're feeling?
I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm just like, I'm in awe. I don't know. Whenever someone counters us out, we find a way to come back and do something about it.
When the championship was on the line, you took over the game, really. Especially in the fourth quarter, 15 points in the fourth quarter. Just what were you saying to yourself about finishing this tonight?
My confidence comes from my work ethic. Every time I got the ball, all I can think about is all the hours in the summer. For every summer I had since I ever could remember making this a reality. So whenever I had the ball, I'm just thinking about just me alone in the gym.
And you're getting to share this with your father. Just how special to you is that? We can see it.
That's it then, you can see it.
You You said you've been doubted your whole life. Too small, not this, not that. But what has this team shown about heart?
We're going to find a way. Whatever you put in front of us, we're going to find a way. It doesn't matter. It does not matter whatsoever. We're going to find a way every single time we step on this court. Every time.
Congratulations, champ.
Thank you.
Jalen Brunson with some tears and a performance for the ages. 45 points, tied with Michael Jordan back in 1998 for the third most in a finals clinching win all time. Only Bob Pettit and Giannis had more in their clinchers, both with 50 in those games. But what a moment for Jalen Brunson. And let's bring Perk back in here. You saw the tears from Jalen Brunson, the emotion, the build-up. Just what goes through your head, Perk, when you see something like that?
Well, I mean, you just watch a guy that, has played in the toughest market in sports, right? And has carried the weight of, failing to reach his goal since he put on the Knicks uniform, hearing all the backlash, but stayed true to his game, stayed true to himself, stayed true to his teammates. He never pointed the finger. He never threw anybody under the bus. And we have to realize this. Jalen Brunson has been counted out his entire life. Even when he was in high school, he was too small. And all of a sudden, you watch Jay Wright go take a gamble on him and go get him. And he goes to Villanova and win championships over there. And now all of a sudden, when he arrived in New York City, the criticism that he received, that the organization received because they wanted other superstars, and how he has embraced and embodied this situation. And to go on the road on this stage with millions of people watching, and you have to close out a game, and you drop a 45-piece wing dinner all flats, and you come through in the fourth quarter, and we're talking about David versus Goliath, and he come out victorious on this stage because he's about to win Finals MVP.
Breaking news in the NBA. The city that once begged for relevance is no longer asking for respect because the New York Knicks are now taking it by force. This isn't a storyline. This is a takeover. A full-scale power shift from Madison Square Garden to the entire league. For years, New York was the punchline, a sleeping giant buried under disappointment, collapse, and silence. But now, the noise is different. The energy is dangerous.
Because this isn't just a comeback, it's domination in real time. But what led to this explosion wasn't confidence. It was desperation so deep, it almost broke national television. 53 years. That's not just a drought, that's generational suffering.
And in a moment that stunned the sports world, a national TV confession revealed how far things had fallen. If New York failed to win, there was even talk of begging LeBron James to come save the franchise. Yes, begging on national television.
That's how desperate it got. A superstar free agency fantasy. A last resort prayer. A franchise so close to collapse that even impossible solutions were on the table.
Because for the Knicks, it wasn't about pride anymore. It was about survival. But desperation doesn't always mean defeat. Sometimes it builds the storm. And when the finals arrived, the storm finally broke. In the decisive moment of the NBA Finals, everything collapsed into one name, Jalen Brunson. 45 points, 15 in the fourth quarter alone. A performance tied with Michael Jordan for third most in a finals-clinching game. Only legends like Bob Pettit and Giannis Antetokounmpo have ever gone higher. But this wasn't just numbers. This was destruction under pressure. Every possession felt like a statement. Doubt doesn't survive here.
The Knicks didn't just win in 5 games. Knicks in 5 became a warning, not a prediction. And as the arena shook, even NBA veterans had no choice but to admit it. This wasn't just a run. It was history rewriting itself. Former NBA champion Kendrick Perkins didn't hold back. Top 5 Knicks team of all time? Brunson, a small guard rewriting history next to Steph Curry and Isaiah Thomas. And then the line that sparked chaos across the league. Greatest Knick of all time. A statement that split opinion instantly. Some called it truth. Others called it madness. But numbers don't argue. Legends do. Because when pressure peaked, Brunson didn't disappear. He elevated. And as emotions spilled over, one final image defined everything. The moment New York stopped hoping and started owning. Tears. Silence. Then eruption. At the center, Brunson, emotional, holding the weight of every year, every loss, every doubt. A city that once waited now stands undefeated in belief. This is no longer a rebuild. This is no longer a dream. This is an empire being rebuilt in real time. And the league is watching. Because when New York moves like this, the entire NBA shifts with it. But the real question now isn't what New York has done. It's what the league will do to stop what's coming next.